Today, we're going to talk about a company that is, well, quietly but powerfully reshaping the financial landscape of India. That company is Cholamandalam Finance, or Chola. They are putting up some absolutely mind-boggling numbers. But the real story here isn't just what they're doing, but how they're doing it. It's this incredible blend of high-tech efficiency with a deep grassroots focus. Let's dig in. Okay, let's just start with a number that's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. 1 lakh crore rupees. That is the amount in loans that Chola handed out in a single year. Now, that's not just some number on a spreadsheet. That is real capital flowing directly into businesses and homes all across the country. It just gives you a sense of the massive scale we are talking about here. But it's not just about the raw total. It's about the speed. Get this. Their assets under management, or AUM, grew by a massive 30% in 1 year. That tells you they aren't just big, they are expanding at a truly breathtaking pace. And don't worry, we'll break down exactly what AUM means in just a minute. And here's the kicker. This isn't just growth for the sake of getting bigger. They did all of this while booking a profit after tax of over 4,000 crore rupees. So this tells us their business model isn't just huge, it's incredibly profitable and, more importantly, sustainable. So you see these huge figures, right? But what's the real story behind them? Well, it's the story of financing the actual Indian economy, from the biggest bustling cities to the absolute smallest towns. A huge chunk of their business is basically fueling India's urban economic engines. I mean, think about it. They're financing the heavy equipment that builds our cities, the trucks and commercial vehicles that move all our goods, and the small and medium enterprises, the SMEs, which are truly the backbone of job creation. And just look at the sheer breadth of what they offer. They're not a one-trick pony. We're talking about everything from helping a family buy their first car, to giving a small business a loan to expand, and even offering gold loans. This diverse toolkit means they can be a financial partner at pretty much any stage of a person's or a business's life. But financing the big cities? That's really only half the story. To truly get what Chola's strategy is all about, you have to look beyond the urban skylines and into the towns and villages where so much of India's future growth is waiting. This is where their mission of financial inclusion really comes to life. This number just says it all. A staggering 91% of Chola's branches are in what we call Tier 3 to Tier 6 towns. These are the places that are so often overlooked by the big traditional banks. And let me be clear, this is not an accident. Chola is intentionally planting its flag right where the need for formal credit is the absolute greatest. Okay, so I promised we'd bust some jargon. When we throw around the term assets under management, or AUM, what are we really talking about? Well, for a company like Chola, it's pretty simple. It's the total value of all the loans on their books that they are currently managing. So when we say their AUM grew by 30%, it means the entire loan portfolio they're responsible for saw that massive jump. Simple as that. So the big question has to be, how does a company possibly manage this kind of massive scale, especially when they're reaching so deep into remote areas? The answer, as we're about to see, is a seriously powerful digital engine. I mean, this is the million-dollar question for any lender trying to scale up today, right? How do you stay efficient and keep control while you're pushing into hundreds of new, smaller markets? Well, Chola's answer has been a full-stack digital transformation. They've basically digitized the entire life cycle of a loan. From the very first moment a customer applies, using a simple biometric verification, the whole process is automated. The system checks their credit history, algorithms drive the loan approval for speed and fairness, and even collections are managed digitally. It's this end-to-end digital pipeline that lets them achieve both incredible scale and incredible speed. And the fuel for this entire digital engine? It's data. By analyzing all this information, repayment patterns, customer behavior, they can get ahead of problems, proactively manage risk. They can figure out which customers might need another product and make their collections way more efficient. It's the classic case of working smarter, not just bigger. But look, a company's story isn't just about the profits and the tech. It's also about its role in society. And Chola puts a really strong emphasis on its environmental, social, and governance, or ESG commitments. And you can actually see that commitment right here in the data. Their S&P Global ESG score nearly doubled in a single year, jumping all the way up to 30. Now, this is a really clear signal to investors and to the public that they are taking their broader responsibilities very, very seriously. And beyond just scores, let's look at the real-world impact here. They spent over 74 crore rupees on corporate social responsibility this past year, and that money translated into healthcare access for nearly 1 million people, support for almost 2 lakh commercial vehicle crew members and their families, and hundreds of educational scholarships. This is where finance has a real human face. So, after a year of just smashing records and deepening their social impact, what could possibly come next for Chola? To understand the future, sometimes you just have to look at the past. Back in 2010, this company was valued at just over 600 crore rupees. Today, that has exploded to over 1.27 lakh crore. That's not just growth, it's a fundamental transformation in value, and it's been driven by a really consistent, well-executed strategy. And this quote, straight from their own report, it just perfectly captures their mindset. There is absolutely no sense that they're resting on their success. The message is loud and clear. Everything we've seen so far, that was just the warm-up act for what's to come. Which leaves us with this final thought. As Chola gets ready to cross the massive 2 lakh crore AUM milestone, the key question is still this. How will they continue to balance that high-tech digital engine with their high-touch grassroots focus? Their ability to solve that puzzle won't just define their own future, it could literally write the next chapter of financial inclusion for millions of people across India. Thanks so much for tuning in to this explainer.